Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Some people have been asking me, Achando, where are you? I've been suffering from a disease. I'm suffering from a certain condition that is making it very difficult for me to be very consistent in doing my content. I'm on and off. I have to visit the hospital for treatment, checkups. That is why I'm not really up to date. I'm in my final review, and I believe that in the next few days I'll be okay and I will get back. For those we've been communicating with, thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the interview that Rigathi Gashagua did yesterday will form part of the political discussions in this nation for the next months to come. In fact, it could form part of the discussion even up to 2027. Because Rigathi Gashagua actually dropped a bombshell. In the videos that I know most of us have seen, there are about 2 or 3 critical states of affairs that Rigathi Gashagua brought out explicitly. And people are struggling even to believe William Samoei Ruto. Because William Ruto is the one who attacked Rigathi first. When he went for the Mount Kenya 5 days tour, he attacked Rigathi Gashagua and even told Kenyans that Rigathi had demanded for some billions of shillings in trying to sabotage him. But if you understand how Rigathi Gashagua has been conducting his politics, he allowed William Ruto to make those allegations. And he allowed William Ruto to go on that tour. He waited for William Ruto to complete his 5-day tour. And I know he never wanted to rush into answering the allegations when William Ruto had an interview with the Mount Kenya radio and TV stations, because he knew very well that he could respond to that, and then being in a tour, William Ruto and his allies would make more allegations, and that would be very difficult for Rigathi Gachagua to be answering to every allegation in every tour or every day. So Rigathi waited until William Ruto completed his Mount Kenya tour. Then he took all of them and he responded at the right time. And we all know that Rigathi made allegations to the effect that William Ruto is responsible for fueling the tension and the war in North Sudan, or the Sudan government. And we all understand that Sudan conflict is in the international radar. And when he said that, it really brought a lot of tension within the government. And Rigathi Gachagua also went ahead to explain that the fertilizer that the Russian government donated to Kenya was not given to the farmers freely, as was intended by the country that donated the fertilizer. Rigathi said that William Ruto blended the fertilizer, I think, with another one from Algeria, and they sold it under the subsidy policy, thereby portraying William Ruto as, I think, the most corrupt president. And this did not go down well with the government officials, and there were demands from several quarters from the government that Rigathi should be arrested, because part of the interview he revealed that he was recording William Ruto. And those people were saying that Rigathi should be arrested, were saying that it is illegal to record the head of state. And those allegations have really left tongues wagging, and people are wondering what exactly. I want us to look at that. And we are also being told there has been a 10th meeting of William Ruto and his allies, people like Murkomen, the Interior CS, Farouk, people like Felix Kosgei, basically Ruto's deep state. And they've been trying to ventilate on how Rigathi Gachagua should be arrested. But I want to reveal to you in this video why that meeting resolved that they cannot attempt to arrest Rigathi Gachagua. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, don't forget to like and share our video. Ladies and gentlemen, Rigathi Gashagua is going to be the real headache for William Ruto. Rigathi Gashagua is going to be the worst thorn in Ruto's flesh for the 2 years that William Ruto is remaining with to end his term in 2027.
The Russian government gave us 40,000 metric tons of fertilizer.
The donation.
Donation. It was given to this man called Maisha Minerals by the president. And another 30,000 metric tons from Algeria given to the same man. They blended and sold it to government. A donation from Russia, a donation from Algeria was processed and sold to the Kenya government at the same price that we were buying fertilizer from. They pocketed billions of shillings. And again, it's my ethics because I don't record people. I recorded that conversation, giving me that offer from the president. I have that record. We met somewhere along Statehouse Road in one of the safe houses run by the National Intelligence Service. And between me, that officer and myself, we had a discussion with the president. Again, I recorded that conversation for posterity because I know William Ruto. I put it on record. It came clear to me that the international community had placed international sanctions against Hemeti because of genocide, killing women and children, displacing people, and no other crimes against humanity. So President William Ruto called me again and told me to invite Hemeti again. And I told him, Mr. President, this is a butcher of women and children. And he is using our country through your friendship to bring gold from Sudan, clean it in Nairobi, take it to the Middle East, use the funds to buy arms to go and kill people in the Sudan. I told him, Mr. President, I am a father. I am a Christian. Just the way we are killing our children here through abductions, I cannot be party to what is happening in the Sudan, and I cannot invite Hemet here because he's coming here to clean his gold here, sell it in the Middle East, buy arms, go and kill children. I want to say this. For the deaths occurring in the Sudan, the real commander of RSF is not Hemeti, it's William Ruto, because for a movement to succeed, it needs money. The money from gold is being cleaned through Kenya to buy arms to go and kill women and children.
And you know my next question would be to...
Now, you'll also agree with me that if you are part of the deep state or part of the president's ally, you could be tempted to advise the president to arrest Rigathi Gashagua. Now, I want us to remind ourselves that this is not the first time we hear about any attempts to arrest Rigathi Gashagua. Immediately after the Gen Z's protest, we were told that Rigathi Gashagua and his allies had infiltrated the Gen Z's protest because they wanted to topple Ruto's government. Those were serious allegations that are only tantamount to a coup d'etat. Rigathi Gashagua allies were under investigation and charges had been recommended, but the cases went quiet. And you know why? The country is so volatile. I thought that if someone wants to topple your government, then the law must take its course. And I was waiting for the day when anyone would even attempt to arrest Rigathi Gashagua. I thought that if Rigathi Gashagua was impeached because he wanted to topple Ruto's government, then it couldn't have ended there. They would have taken a step further to ensure that he is answerable. He answers the allegations or the charges, because it is serious even to imagine that you want to topple a government. Now, if they didn't arrest Rigathi Gashagua took the war to their doorstep once again. That if you didn't arrest me, now you can arrest, because if you listen to the allegations that Rigathi Gashagua made, They are serious. In fact, the allegations that Rigathi Gashagua made are enough to subject William Samoei Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, for impeachment, a vote of no confidence. Because things like fertilizer, it is a criminal offense, if you ask me, to take a part of a donation that is meant to help Kenyans freely at a time when they are struggling and you sell to them. In this video, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to look at the reasons why, despite a very intense meeting and some of the very allies of William Ruto demanding that Rigathi Gashagua, the former deputy president, should be arrested, they could not go ahead with that plan. Number one, without much ado, is that if they dared to arrest Rigathi Gashagua, then this would attract the international attention. Rigathi Gashagua made it clear that William Ruto is the one fueling tension in Sudan, where people have been butchered, where two camps are fighting. At the same time, he's the one who's championing himself as the mediator there. And I remember one side of the warring factions has rejected William Ruto, and they're saying that William Ruto is not neutral at all. He has already taken sides. There are allegations that they are doing business. So Rigathi Gashagua told Kenyans that William Ruto indeed has got a lot of interest in the Sudan nation, and that he's the one who's responsible for the killings. So if you dare pick on Rigathi Gashagua and arrest him, then the international community will turn all their attention, because even as we speak, that has really destroyed William Ruto's stature. You know that William Ruto is a man who wants to portray himself as the best president in Kenya, the best president in the world, the best president in Africa, the apple of an eye to the international community. So if his deputy can expose it that much, you know, sometimes it is easy to believe Rigathi Gashagua, they have worked together. The crocodile telling you that the hippopotamus is sick, and you have no reason to doubt it. So if they dared arrest Rigathi Gashagua, then the international community would start questioning. They would see William Ruto as being vengeful because he has been exposed internationally. And I think those who are advising William Ruto told him, let the sleeping dog lie, because if you awaken it, they will be opening more of Pandora's boxes, something that they did not want. Number two, some of these things that Rigathi Gashagua was saying can be corroborated by other leaders. For example, if you talk about fertilizer, Raila Amolo Odinga himself had once said that this fertilizer should be given for free. They are selling them. So if you say that, then Kenyans will be looking at, why didn't you then arrest Raila? Why didn't you arrest people? Because even the former Attorney General, J.B. Muturi, had also corroborated those facts that William Ruto had called him to sign some deal at the airport.
Mambo ya mbolea, atumerudisha bei ya mbolea chini. Mbolea mmepewa bure na serikali ya Urusi. $34,000 tons bure. Unaongeza mchanga inakuwa 100,000 tons. Unasema tumerudisha bei chini. Unarudisha bei chini. Hadi sasa tumetoa 7,000, imekuwa 2,500. Pasi hawa wakulima bure, Matio Tuma agawe kwa hawa wakulima. Hakuna haja ya wewe kuja na hiyo hapa chini, na umepewa kama zawadi na unakuja kuuza hapo.
Person is quite a dangerous character. I think William Ruto is actually unfit for the position of President of the Republic of Kenya. I have come sadly to that conclusion.
Number three, the evidence that Rigathi Gashagua is talking about, he recorded William Ruto. I don't think William Ruto would be foolish to arrest Rigathi Gashagua, who will then say that what I'm saying is true, here is the evidence. You know, when William Ruto made allegations in Sagana, he didn't say he had any evidence. Little did he even know that Rigathi Gashagua had got evidence that Rigathi was recording him. And someone is even saying that maybe Rigathi was not recording, he's threatening, he's just scaring William Ruto. But I believe Rigathi, being who he is, he might have recorded William Ruto. So if he recorded the president, then it would even be more shameful and humiliating to the president if Rigathi would present evidence. And then the other thing, you know, you do not know the mood when they were talking there. The president would be exposed. Maybe he was angry, you know, and then you wouldn't even know how many more evidences does he have about this fertilizer and all these things. Maybe Rigathi now has more documents because, you know, in this country, there are people who are very tired of the Kenya Kwanza government, but they do not want to talk about it. So what can they do? Wanamrushia Rigathi Gachagua the way Raila used to do. Someone has got some exposure. What do? They simply send it to Raila, and Raila would say that I've got some bombshell. Ruto knows that there are people who could be in those high-end offices and they give Gachagua those evidences, and Gashagua is provoking so that maybe he gets arrested. Then what happens? He says, now take me to court, this is the evidence. And they fear that because the government of William Samoei Ruto would rather, you know, swim in propaganda. But Rigathi now says it is not propaganda anymore, I have got evidence. And I think that's why they fear arresting Rigathi Gachagua. The other thing is that if you arrest Rigathi Gachagua today, Mount Kenya is already tensed. And then people like Muturi and people like all the senators that are supporting, and William Ruto tested, and he knows now that Rigathi Gachagua is not a walkover. It's not a punching bag. Rigathi is supposed to reckon with. He has actually galvanized the support in Mount Kenya, despite the fact that William Ruto gave Kithure Kindiki that mandate to try and destroy Rigathi Gachagua. Instead, Rigathi has combined all of them and is destroying them. So this will attract the wrath of the people of Mount Kenya and Kenyans who are now looking at Rigathi Gachagua as the face of opposition. People might go back to the streets. If there is something that William Ruto would not want, is any other event that will take the people of Kenya to the streets in the name of demonstration, and we'll be telling him that we have freedom of picketing, and the police will be there battling with wananchi, tear gas, and all that. Raila the other day just said that things like abductions must stop, and Raila is also under pressure. Why he joined William Ruto? He might feel relaxed and just allow people to send some of his people secretly to join the demonstrations. William Ruto would be losing a lot of money as the head of the government. Anytime people go to the streets and they're running battles, especially in Nairobi, people lose a lot of money because businesses are distracted. And I know people would go there demanding, achilia Rigathi Gachagua, release Rigathi Gachagua. And William Ruto will be under pressure. People will be telling him, you are vengeful, you are only arresting Rigathi because he exposed you. And very many independent organizations like the NIS, the DPP, the DCI will all be exposed because they will be trying to rally behind William Ruto to try and try and justify why they are arresting Rigathi Gachagua. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that after that meeting, I know there are sober minds, maybe the NIS, that told them it would be more destructive to arrest Rigathi Gachagua because you don't have evidence, you are playing some propaganda, but now Rigathi comes with evidence and all that he has said can be corroborated. Whatever he has said is not new. Maybe he has, released more bombshell, but people know that one of the things that are ailing this government is corruption and dictatorship, and that has been said before. And I don't know what you think, but do you think it would be wise to arrest Rigathi Gachagua for making such allegations? Do you think Rigathi has got evidence? Between the two, who can you believe? Because Rigathi had said that pathological lying is a disease, is a disorder. a mental disorder. In other words, he was saying that William Ruto is sick in the head. And that is how that meeting flopped, because no one was willing to arrest Rigathi because of the consequences, even though many, like Farouk, Oscar Sudi, and all the other friends wanted Rigathi to be arrested. But it's a tall order, because arresting him is dangerous for the country, dangerous for William Ruto. And that's my take.